Wednesday night. Threats include damaging wind gusts and tornadoes. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management may be needed Wednesday and Wednesday night. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. Wind advisory in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Frost advisory in effect from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This afternoon, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Not as cool, highs in the lower 70s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-50s. Chance of rain near 100%. Thursday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the morning. Cooler with highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. The current time is 2:24 p.m. Central Daylight Time. These are the 2 p.m. observations for the Birmingham listening area on Saturday, March 26th. At Birmingham, it was sunny. The temperature was 65 degrees, with a dew point of 23 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west at 24 miles an hour, gusting to 33. The pressure was 30.04 inches and falling. At Tuscaloosa, it was sunny. The temperature was 68 degrees.
Alrighty guys, what is going on? I hope y'all are doing good here. Hope you guys are doing alright. Hope you guys have been staying safe here. Like I said, we're going to be live streaming here for a little bit early here, because like I said, we have a bit that we do need to discuss here. Like I said, things are going to get pretty interesting here. Like I said, we have a new upgrade to the severe side of things. So we're going to go ahead and discuss that here in a second, y'all. But like I said, if you guys are just now joining us, welcome. Hope you guys are doing good here. We're going to go ahead and get right on into the live stream here in a second. As you can see right here on the screen, we do have a new risk that's issued, a 30% chance. This is going to be kind of interesting to see how this plays out. So we're going to be back here in about 5 minutes, guys. We're going to go ahead and finish setting up the stream. So guys, we'll be here at 3:30, so give us 5 minutes to finish getting up the, finish setting up the stream here. So a few things I need to do before we can continue on here. So guys, just give me a few minutes, and we'll be back here momentarily.
From around the region, it was sunny with a temperature of 64 at Pell City and 64 at Gadsden. At Sylacauga, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 65. It was fair with a temperature of 64 at Bessemer and 65 at Talladega. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for the counties served by the National Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, river flooding is ongoing along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior River basins. Please refer to river products for specific information. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour are possible across portions of central Alabama this afternoon. And now the extended outlook for the period Sunday through Friday. River flooding is forecast to continue along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior Rivers through at least Tuesday. Please refer to river products for specific information. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Threats include damaging wind gusts and tornadoes. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management may be needed Wednesday and Wednesday night. This is NOAA Weather Radio, station KIH 54 in Birmingham, serving the following counties in Alabama: Bibb, Blount, Chilton, Coosa, Jefferson, Shelby, St. Clair, Tuscaloosa, and Walker. NOAA Weather Radio, which is the voice of the National Weather Service, brings you the latest in weather information, including the local area weather forecast for the next 7 days, hourly reports of weather conditions, radar information, and forecasts for travel and recreation. This information originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office, located at the Shelby County Airport in Calera. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. Wind advisory in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Frost advisory in effect from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This afternoon, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour.
Alrighty, guys, we are ready to go ahead and start the stream here. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing good. Glad to see all of you here today. Hope you guys have been staying safe. So like I said, we have a bit we need to talk about here, okay? We have some new information coming through. We got some new updates in regard to things, okay? So we're going to go ahead and touch up on the subject here in 1 second. But like I said, y'all, thank you all so much for joining us here today. Like I said, I hope you guys are staying safe here. And as always, like I said, if you have any questions, we're going to be here for you guys here for today. Because like I said, things are going to get pretty interesting here. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over here, guys, here in 1 second in regard to the radar view. We have to discuss this this current outlook here in regard to things. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over here now to the actual screen. So what's up, you guys? Welcome to live stream. Hope you guys are doing good here. So obviously we have a bit to talk about here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off here in regard to things here. Jenny says, how do we buy your merch? So, Jenny, there is a link in the community side here. I'll go ahead and, I'll post it back in the chat here. I did the same thing with yesterday's stream. I need to start including it in the description, honestly. But let me go ahead and, I can put it in the, thing here. Let's go ahead and let me copy this real quick, and I'll just put it in the chat for you. Yeah, like I said, I really need to start putting it in the description here of these live streams, so that's something I need to, something I definitely need to remind here. Let's go ahead and post it here. And there you go. There you go, Jenny. Online Tough Guy says, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to live stream. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're staying safe and all you guys are doing all right here so far. So, but yeah, that's essentially what we're dealing with here. So, let's go ahead and get right on into the current outlooks here. So right now we do have a generalized thunderstorm threat here across the northeast for today. This is essentially what we are dealing with here. This does include bits of Maryland here, actually majority of Maryland, bits of the regions here of obviously Delaware, bits of New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts here, bits of southern Vermont and New Hampshire, as well as southern New York State and a lot of Pennsylvania. So this is just a generalized thunderstorm risk here for today. This is basically just your average thunderstorms are expected here to occur for today. Nothing too crazy in regard to things here. Jenny says we got a mixture of snow, sleet just now. The sun is out right now. Yeah, I know it has been very cold. It's actually right now it's 48. It feels colder than that. It feels much colder than that. I mean, right now it's the humidity is low, which especially that wind chill factor. We have a pretty decent amount of pretty gusty winds going on here today, so that's going to allow for that wind chill factor to make it seem a lot more colder here. But like I said, we are dealing with a small thunderstorm threat here across the region. But like I said, it's nothing too crazy is expected here. Maybe just some thunderstorms might pop off. But this is not for that crazy event we're talking about. We move on to day 2. This will be for tomorrow. We have a very small generalized thunderstorm threat here. Basically just east here of Portland, southeast of Seattle here for bits of Washington and Oregon State, across those upper elevations. Maybe some thunderstorms could be possible, across those regions there. But, like I said, nothing too crazy here for today or tomorrow. Then we move on to Monday, okay? Now we have a bit more of stuff to talk about here. Still generalized thunderstorm threat, but this does include bits of the coastal Carolina region here, western Montana, basically the central and northern portion here of, central and northern portion here of Idaho, as well as eastern bits of Washington and eastern Oregon here. Now here's where things get severe, okay? So we move on to day 4. This will be for Tuesday. We have a large 15% chance here of severe weather, okay? This is where things are going to get pretty nasty, okay? This is where we need to watch very, very closely. So if you guys know anyone or if you guys live across this, pretty much yellow shaded color here, you have a chance for severe thunderstorms on Tuesday. Like I said, damaging wind gusts as well as a few tornadoes does seem to be the #1 concern here. So we're going to see exactly what happens, y'all. We're going to see exactly what happens with this. Like I said, this has been popping up in the models here for quite some time now. So there is a bit of support that this actually, this actually might kick off here, okay? I'm very, very confident this will kick off here. So we do have a 15% chance of seeing severe thunderstorms here across bits of southeastern Kansas here. This does include Wichita, bits of Emporia here, basically bits of Pratt as well. We move down to the south. We have a lot of Oklahoma. The majority of the state here is inside of this threat for severe weather here for Tuesday. This does include Oklahoma City, Tulsa, major areas here. Woodward, you can kind of see right here towards Lawton. Just south of that, this does include Dallas, basically just northwest, or basically just north of San Antonio, northwest here of Houston. So this is what we're talking about, you guys. If you know anyone across these regions here, this does cover a lot of ground. This is showing, essentially, that we will have some severe weather here for Tuesday. Now, we're going to continue watching this. We're going to continue watching this and see what happens with this, but things are going to get pretty nasty here for Tuesday. Then we move on to Wednesday. So the whole entire cold front is going to be moving its way here to the east. Now, watch what happens here. We have another higher risk here. This is where things get even worse, you guys. So we obviously have our yellow, our first shade of yellow here. This is what we were looking at before. However, this this includes a lot of the regions here. Eastern Texas, Louisiana here, bits of Mississippi, western Alabama, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri, and basically, the eastern side here of Arkansas. So this is what we're looking at. Then we have another risk here across this even darker yellow. Now, the previous risk we were looking at, for this first shade is a 15% chance of having severe weather across the region there. Now we're moving on to a higher probability. The highest probability for this far out is a 30% chance. The fact that they issued it this far out here, this is showing that there is a lot of support here for severe weather. And like I said, things could get very, very crazy here. We're talking possible tornadoes. We're talking some damaging winds, maybe some instances of hail as well. We're going to see what happens with this system, you guys. So this does include Jackson. This does include bits of Yazoo City, bits of Fayette here, Monroe, Greenville, Clarksdale. So if you guys know anyone across these areas here that are selected here, you have the threat for severe weather here for Wednesday. Then we move on to Thursday, and we do have another threat here. This is kind of getting close to the Mid-Atlantic, here where I'm at. It's kind of starting to get a little bit close here. 15% chance here of severe weather across bits of the central and southern portion here of Virginia, central portion here of North Carolina, and north central South Carolina here. So these are the areas here we are expecting severe weather to occur as of now. So like I said, things are getting pretty daggone interesting here, and we're going to see exactly what does happen with this. Because like I said, there's going to be some pretty significant impacts regardless of this. This has been popping up in the models here for some days now. It's been popping up here for a while. So we're going to continue watching this, you guys. So from now, it kind of looks like Wednesday is going to be the worst. Like I said, it's going to mostly be the worst here across northeastern Louisiana, bits of central and western Mississippi, and southeastern Arkansas. This is where we are seeing the greatest threat here for today. In regard to things. Jenny says, I once lived in Raleigh. Carolinas have such beautiful beaches. They really do. I go to the beach at Hilton Head Island. It's a beautiful island there in South Carolina. Southern South Carolina. Carolinas are gorgeous states, especially South Carolina. I love South Carolina. South Carolina and Florida are by far my favorite states in regard to things. And online says, I must agree. Yeah, I definitely do agree with that in regard to the things here. That is definitely what we're talking about here. Online says his voice and his knowledge tells me he is going to get into forecasting weather from popular newscast. He has talent and gift. We're grateful for it. Well, thank you so much. That's greatly appreciated. That's so nice for you to say that. I do plan on taking this somewhere. I definitely do want to take this further. I want to see where this channel also goes as well. I want to see how big we can get this channel here. Like I said, we're almost here at 600 subs. I can't believe it, guys. We're just one subscriber away from 580 in regard to things. So he also says, thank you for such a great update. You're very, very welcome. I'm here for you guys. Must depart. Be safe and enjoy the weather, you guys. All right, well, thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you here. Thank you so much again for the wonderful compliment here. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for joining. That goes to all of you guys as well. Just thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, we are seeing the possibility of some severe weather on the horizon here. We need to monitor this pretty closely because, like I said, some crazy stuff might actually pop off here. In which I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the models now. We're going to take a look here at things and see exactly what these forecast models are saying. So we're going to take a look at that here right now. So let's go ahead and move on over here. First off, we're going to take a look at the GFS because this is basically the only model that's out right now this far. But we'll look at previous runs as well in regard to things. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and switch on over here. Here is our GFS model. We're going to go ahead and switch back to precipitation type. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what the dynamic sides of this system is going to show here. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and pull up my pin here. That way I can actually write on the screen for you guys, because that way I can actually show things and point out things a little bit more better here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and see about that. Wait for here just a second to load. There we go. Okay. So currently what the model is showing here, I mean, we have been seeing here is that there is a bit of snow shower activity across the Ohio Valley. Even though this kind of shows more consistent snowfall, it's not. It's mostly just snow showers, I mean, across the mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and bits of the Northeast. We are expected to see some snow showers as the afternoon, evening does progress into like I said, towards the overnight hours here. Now, watch what happens. Here's where things are going to get interesting. Like I said, we've been monitoring this here for the last few days. We need to watch and see what this does. But the trend has been the exact same here for the last few days, okay? We are expecting to get an area of low pressure that will drive its way here across the western side of the United States. This will eventually inject its way in here to the western United States here, driving up a whole bunch of moisture. I mean, we're talking upper-level snowfall across those upper elevations here, where it is a bit more colder. We'll go ahead and pass down here a few frames. You can see the time is right here. This is for Tuesday, March 29th. You can see right there. That's basically showing what time or what day we're looking at the future models here. So this is showing essentially, a lot of upper-level snow showers across these regions here, for Tuesday, the 29th. So we're going to start to see a lot of that snow activity kicking off here. A new area of low pressure will develop here across the Central Plains. Now, watch what's going to happen. This has actually been the trend here for the last several days. Things are looking actually pretty mean here, okay? So this is what we're looking at. So essentially, we're looking at the precipitation type. This basically shows you the difference in precipitation. The green basically showing rain, the blue showing snow. Now, once the areas you kind of move into the pink and like kind of red shaded color here, this is where, we're starting to see some ice in regard to sleet and freezing rain and all types of stuff like that. So, this model really has been showing here over the last several days here. I mean, not just now, but over the last several days of a lot of potential ice here falling across bits of the upper Midwest into bits of the upper Ohio Valley here. So this will likely include bits of, Minnesota here, Wisconsin, as well as Michigan. Kind of looking like the heaviest impacted areas here, potential ice. So we'll see what these models continue to show here. In regard to things. Like I said, regardless, it looks like it's going to be pretty impactful, so we need to monitor this very, very closely over the next few days. This is likely going to have tons and tons of impacts. Widespread impacts is going to be a likely concern with this. Now, we do track down here a bit further, and you will notice that, basically all this green really starts to kind of kick off here, all the way down into the southeast. Now, essentially what's happening here is, like I said, we have an area of low pressure right here across the Midwest. These things do rotate counterclockwise. So essentially, like I was saying here, they rotate essentially like this. So you can imagine, essentially, because they stir up the atmosphere. They stir it up counterclockwise, basically, rotation from right to left. And in regard to things. So essentially just drags up all this warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico. Because you got to think, the further you go down south, the more warmer it does get. So all that moisture that's evaporated from the sun, you know, closer to the equator, starts getting pulled its way on into the United States. Now, this side effects of this, you will start to notice that the surface temperatures will get very, very warm for this time of the year. Across the southeast, we are expected to see some pretty warm temperatures. You know, whenever the storm does move its way through the region here, you know, behind the cold front it's going to be colder, but ahead of it's going to be warmer in regard to things. So like I said, that warm air drives its way up here north. And like I said, you know, the opposite effect does occur on the northern edge here. So actually, the further you go up north, the colder the air is. So it just kind of mixes it all together here. And that cold air backs behind, kind of meeting up there right where that warmer air is pulling up. So basically, that intersection point, that's right where your cold front is. Basically, that cold air overplacing or overtaking the warmer air. You know, and like I said, that motion, you know, the interaction between your warm and moisture-filled air and your cold and dry air actually does pretty much allow for instability to kick off in the atmosphere, which in these cases, instability is needed for thunderstorms to kick off here. So we are seeing all these ingredients being in play here. We're seeing a strengthening area of low pressure getting pretty strong here across the Midwest. A lot of that warm air driving its way up to the north here from the Gulf of Mexico, that cold air backing in behind the system here as this thing does progress its way to the east. Like I said, so what we are expecting here is some snow for the north, and like I said, some ice can also be a possible concern here. Some snow for the north, and further down south, we are expecting to see maybe a lot of widespread rainfall with this system as well. Like I said, you know, we are going to likely see some severe storms here. Like I said, we do have that risk that's in effect here. We'll talk about that more here in a moment. So, like I said, this is what we are looking at, you guys. We need to monitor this very closely because, like I said, things are going to get pretty nasty. I'm going to go ahead and say that here essentially right now. So, we're going to go ahead and switch on to the same hour here, forecast hour out number 99. This is for March 30th, kind of around the early afternoon hours here. You know, late morning, early afternoon hours here. So in regard to temperatures, like I said, it's going to be much, much warmer here across the southeast. You can essentially see where this area of low pressure is located and that cold air backing behind it. You can kind of see right there. And all this warm air pulling its way up to the north. You can really see that motion in regard to things here. If you look really closely, you can see these little wind barbs, and they're kind of pointing up with little knobs off of them. The way that they're pointing is the way that the wind is flowing. So essentially, we have some northerlies, basically that northern wind track here from the Gulf of Mexico driving its way down into the United States here. And like I said, you see those wind barbs putting down to the southeast here. Basically, like I said, you know, this area of low pressure rotates counterclockwise, basically mixing in all those ingredients here for together. Interpret says, will Columbus, Ohio get severe thunderstorms or get thunderstorms? That is a very good question. In regard to that, as of now, there is no things out here for Columbus, Ohio. You know, like I said, it's a bit farther north here. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer before we probably start to see some severe weather, you know, all the way up there. Now, the greatest threat, the highest north point is going to likely be is southern Illinois. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Next it says, my weather app just changed, saying I was going to see thunderstorms Wednesday to seeing rain and showers Wednesday in Forney, Texas. Well, I will say, you know, Texas is probably going to see some severe weather out of this, for sure. Matt says, good afternoon, Andrew. What's up, Matt? Welcome back to the live stream. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing good. Glad to see all of you guys here. So, like I said, we are going to see a really strong uptrend in temperatures here, you know, before this cold front moves its way through the region. So, like I said, you know, these systems drive up a whole bunch of cold air. So, you actually have a warm front up here. We have a cold front that trails down like this. So, basically, all that warm air is infiltrating the system here. The cold air is backing in behind it. So in regard to things, you know, we're going to start to see some very warm temperatures across the southeast and actually some pretty cold temperatures across the north here. You know, like I said, in terms of the cold temperatures here, like I said, we are going to probably see some winter weather out of this, but we're seeing temperatures well here in the freezing. I mean, you know, obviously this is not as cold as it's been all year, but it's going to be quite cold. I mean, we're talking freezing temperatures here. Some areas here in the mid-20s. Definitely some cold temperatures here. And then just to the south, like I said, we're going to start to see some 70s across a lot of the southeast. I mean, even for bits of the Ohio Valley, I mean, we're talking lower mid-60s here. Relatively warm across the regions here. You're going to notice that. But like I said, once this system drives its way up here, basically to the northeast here, you're going to notice that the temperature, you know, what's once warm, once that cold front passes you, it's going to get much more colder. So like I said, right here, track down here in time, you can obviously see that that temperature does not really last for long. And obviously this area of low pressure is set to strengthen very, very strongly. Those temperatures are going to dive down here into the lower 20s. according to your GFS models. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty nasty system regardless. In regard to things here, it's gonna be stirring up the whole entire atmosphere here. A lot of moisture is gonna be injected from the Gulf of Mexico into the states here. Like I said, things are likely going to get, pretty crazy here. Okay, so it's just something we need to watch, guys. Like I said, this is something we need to continue watching here. Like I said, area of low pressure is located here right across the Midwest, tracking its way here to the northeast. Okay, this is something we definitely have got to monitor here over the next few days. So guys, that is essentially what we're looking at here right now. Now, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move on over here to the instability side of things in the atmosphere. It's basically how much energy we have in the atmosphere to allow for essentially thunderstorms to kick off here. So like I was saying, we do have the chance for severe thunderstorms here across bits of, Central Plains here, kind of right around in here for the, for Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking decent amount of energy probably being in the atmosphere. It's kind of limited compared to some of the other events we've had. This is more lower end energy in the atmosphere, but it could definitely still kick off some severe weather here, especially because our wind shear is pretty strong. Look at this. So what this is showing me, I know it's kind of hard for you guys to understand. I'm sure you guys do not know what the heck is on my screen right now, but essentially what this is showing me, this is basically just a atmosphere look, data-wise, an atmosphere look here in the atmosphere. And what this is telling me is that we have a decent amount of energy here, kind of across the mid-levels of the atmosphere here. So, thunderstorms might have a little bit of issue kicking off here, but if they do, they'll be, they'll be rising here to around 9 kilometers tall. About how tall these thunderstorms might get here. Now, we do see a bit of a hook going on here. You can kind of see going on right here, the sickle-shaped hodograph. That's what we call it. Now, if you see, usually if you see indicators of these, this shows that the winds from the surface to the upper levels of the atmosphere, they turn with elevation. So what that actually allows, what that unlocks, is essentially the possibility of tornadoes. So tornadoes is going to be a concern out of this event here. Damaging wind might be a possible scenario here. We'll see what happens. Damaging winds could be a possibility here. Maybe some small hail as well. Like I said, it kind of looks like tornadoes might be kind of the biggest threat here, according to the sounding here. Then we do track down here to the east. Now, obviously, as we do progress to the east, as the cold front does progress to the east, so this is a severe threat along with it here. And they have the kind of the greatest threat here for bits of western Mississippi, as well as basically northeastern Louisiana here. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and grab another sounding here across bits of southwestern Mississippi here. Like I said, you probably don't know how to read this, but like I said, I'm going to kind of explain it to you. So, energy-wise, basically just simply thunderstorm fuel. If you don't have the fuel, your engine's not going to run essentially. Thunderstorm fuel. There's a little bit of fuel that's there for thunderstorms to kick off here, but honestly, it's kind of limited for the most part. So storms, we'll see how they play out. Like I said, this could obviously still change here by the time this event does get close. Obviously. This thing can definitely trend in favor or not in favor here. Essentially as this event does grow closer here. So, like I said, that is essentially what we are looking at here. So we are also seeing that wind directional change here. You can see right here's the surface. And as we go up in the atmosphere, we see that wind direction change here from the northeast to the east-northeast. So this is changing with elevation. This is going to allow for some spin to kick off with any normal thunderstorm that will develop here, which, these what we call thermodynamics here. Basically the, lapse rates here. This is basically showing that thunderstorms will likely kick off here. And, once they pass through these layers, you're going to start to get some rotation going on, okay? And this is also kind of shown here by the hodograph here, that kind of sickle shape we were talking about, maybe showing some tornadoes being a concern. So we're going to continue watching this, you guys. We're going to continue seeing what this does. I've been seeing a lot of things kind of pointing here to a possible tornado event here, okay? Just to give you guys a little bit of an early heads up. We're going to go and take another sounding here across bits of the south-central side here of Mississippi, and we're going to see exactly, what this thing has to say here. So overall, same thing. We have that veering wind shear pattern, that, that rotation as you go up in the atmosphere here. It definitely is there at the moment. Yeah, it's definitely there here at the second. Interpret says, will Columbus, Ohio get thunderstorms? If you answer, I left. So yeah, I did say that we are not supposed to get any thunderstorms in regard to things. But like I said, we are still seeing that, hooking hodograph here, basically showing that, we might have some spin in the atmosphere, which might allow for some tornadoes to kick off here. Kind of being a concern. Maybe some small hail and maybe some gusty winds could be also a concern with this. But, what it looks like here is that our wind shear, basically our winds from the surface to the upper levels of the atmosphere, is actually really strong, and this actually might possibly allow for some some severe weather here, with possible tornadoes being a concern here. So we're gonna continue watching this, you guys. Like I said, things are gonna get pretty interesting, as we do track down here in time. So like I said, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to throw them down the chat here. I'll definitely be here for y'all. Like I said, this is going to continue to move its way here to the east as the cold front does move its way eastward here. Mostly, like I said, for Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see the greatest threat for Wednesday. And when we move into Thursday, like I was saying, there's a possibility we could see some severe weather here across the mid-Atlantic. As we move into Thursday, you can kind of see that instability starting to drive its way up here across bits of northern Virginia, bits of Maryland, and basically southeastern Pennsylvania. This has actually been kind of the trend here for the last little bit. This does include actually my local area here. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and grab a sounding here for northern Virginia. We're going to take a look here in regard to things here. Now, what this is showing me is that there is, thunderstorms might have a hard time kind of firing off here at first, but once they do, thunderstorms will rise till basically about the 9-kilometer mark, then flatten out at the top. That's about how tall these thunderstorms are expected to be as of now. Now, what this is showing me is that there's a relatively dry atmosphere across the mid-levels. This actually might allow for some pretty large hail growth. So we could see some hail across bits of the mid-Atlantic here, essentially for Thursday, being the 31st. So Thursday the 31st, ending March here, we could see essentially some severe weather here. Like I said, some hail being a possibility here. Tornadoes. It's kind of a bit it's kind of a bit questionable here right now. The wind shear is kind of all over the place. Like I said, this can easily change here as we do track down here in time. But right now this is showing a bit of a small spin in the atmosphere. You can see a small little change here in our photograph. So, it's kind of hard to tell here. Honestly, it's kind of a bit unlikely here as of now, at least according to this sounding here. But like I said, mostly large hail and maybe some damaging winds is going to be a concern with this one here. Like I said, just, damaging winds might also be a concern with this as well. Like I said, you guys probably don't know how to read this here in regard to things. Elizabeth, thank you so much for subscribing. Greatly appreciated. You're the best. Just thank you so much. We're now at 580 subscribers, so y'all, thank you so much for your support. You guys are the best here. So like I said, we might actually see also maybe some damaging winds as well. Maybe up to 60, 70 miles per hour could be a possible concern here. But like I said, this is still a few days out. Things can still change here before then. But, it's just something we have to keep an eye on here. This is definitely something we need to keep an eye on here. And like I said, all the kind of purple and pink shade colors you see right here, this is essentially all of that energy we have in the atmosphere. Basically for Thursday. So basically, kind of around these areas here is where we could see some thunderstorms. Essentially, there is enough energy in the atmosphere that might actually allow for thunderstorms to kick off here, okay? So we need to watch this here relatively close. You guys, things are going to get, pretty interesting as we do track down here in time. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go ahead and switch on over here to the Storm Prediction Center. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the Storm Prediction Center in regard to our thunderstorm outlook here over the next few days. So guys, I want you to do me a favor. If you know anyone who is going to be impacted by what we're about to talk about, or if you're personally going to be impacted by this, give them a heads up, know what to prepare for, and just continue watching the weather here over the next few days here. Matt says, hey guys, what's up, Matt? Welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you back here again. So like I said, for today, we have a small generalized thunderstorm risk here. I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and look at it let's just look at it back on our radar view here. We'll go ahead and pull up the day one outlook here. So, like I said, maybe just some thunderstorms could be possible across the northeast here for today. Nothing too crazy is expected. Maybe just your average thunderstorms might pop off here across bits of New Jersey, bits of southern New York here, bits of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. But like I said, it's not really expected to be severe. Maybe just some thunderstorms might pop off, but nothing too crazy. Same thing for the next 2 days, really. The next right here being across the upper northwest for bits of Oregon and Washington State. Then we move on to the day 3. This is where this does move to the east a little bit, as well as another risk here for the coastal Carolina here in regard to things. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Now watch this. As we move in here, essentially as we move in here to Tuesday, this is where things are going to get pretty nasty, okay? So here we go. This is Tuesday's outlook. Like I said, if you know anyone across the regions here, give them a heads up. Let them know what's going to head their way here. Because like I said, Severe weather has been showing up in the models here for the last several days here, and we are very, very confident in the fact that there will be some severe weather that will kick off here. So like I said, this does include bits of southeastern Kansas, basically bits of, a lot of Oklahoma here. A lot of the central portion. This does include Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas here, Dallas, Texas, bits of Waco, just basically northwest of Houston, north of San Antonio. We are seeing this severe threat here for today. This does cover a pretty large threat of severe potential. So we're going to go ahead and see, and we're going to continue watching this here, and we're going to see exactly how this plays out and what it does here. So then we move on here to Wednesday. Like I said, Wednesday is going to be the biggest day, I believe, here, and the Storm Prediction Center also does agree with me on this. So we do have a 30% chance of seeing severe weather here. It's an even larger threat compared to what we saw just a second ago. This 30% chance here, basically just secondary yellow color, is basically showing you have a 30% chance across these regions of seeing severe weather here. Like I said, tornadoes is probably going to be a concern here. So this is something you really need to watch out for, guys, over the next several days, because things could get pretty nasty. So this does include Jackson. This is kind of similar to some of these areas here that just got affected the other day by severe weather here. Kind of around some of those areas here with the same moderate risk we had a while back, literally just last week here. So, Southeast is looking pretty active here. We're in a pretty active storm pattern, and it usually does start out this way. It starts out from the north, or basically from the southeast. Eventually, you will see this line track its way up here to the northwest, eventually kind of reaching the Central Plains and the bits of the Ohio Valley. Like I said, it starts off mostly in the southeast, and we're just now starting to see that. So, guys, this is going to become more and more common here as we do progress down here into the future. Like I said, something that we definitely have to watch here very, very closely. So, like I said, the greatest threat here is across the dark yellow shaded color here, and of course, the normal yellow shaded color here, Hot Springs, Shreveport, Memphis, New Orleans. You are inside of this other chance. This is also a 15% chance here of seeing severe weather. Pilot Guy says hello. What's up, Pilot? Welcome back to the live stream. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing good and hope you're staying safe here. So, like I said, these are the areas here we are seeing severe weather here for essentially Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and like I said, even Thursday, day 6 here, is showing that possibility of severe weather across the Mid-Atlantic. This does include bits of, pretty much kind of pushing towards Northern Virginia here. Northern Virginia, bits of Central and Southern Virginia, pretty much the whole entire central portion here of North Carolina, as well as north central portion here of South Carolina. We are inside of this risk here for severe weather here across the Mid-Atlantic. So that's essentially what we're talking about. So like I said, this will start off across the Central Plains, track its way down to the southeast, and eventually up to the Mid-Atlantic. We need to watch this here. I'm here to give you guys an early warning just to let you guys know that there's something on the horizon here and something we definitely need to continue watching. This has been the support over the last few days. If you saw yesterday's live stream, you would have seen that we're looking at the exact same thing here. And this is showing no sign of letting up. If anything, it's showing more strengthening signs, which is kind of a bit alarming, okay? So like I said, guys, we're going to keep you safe. We're going to keep you guys up to date here in regard to things. So, like I said, we're going to keep you guys up to date in regard to everything, so that's what we're doing with here. Pilot says, hello, good, I had a friend over, slept until 1 p.m., so, Oh, well, that's a bit late, Pilot. I woke up at, like, 10 this morning. I've been waking up, about 6 or 7 in the morning recently, but, last night I had a pretty rough day at work, pretty long day at work, a lot of heavy lifting yesterday, so, that's essentially what we are dealing with that's essentially what we are dealing with here, so, but yeah. Like I said, guys, that's essentially what we're looking at here in the moment in regard to things. So I tell you what, guys, we're going to go ahead and head on to break here for 1 second. We'll be back here at about 4:10, so give us a second here, guys. We're just going to take a small break here, and then we'll go back over the severe side of things and look at the models again here in a moment. So stay tuned. If you guys do want to support the channel, like I said, we are trying to save up here for a new computer. You can see the bar here in the upper right-hand corner. Like I said, I've been working here a little bit, so we have a little bit more money here getting towards the computer. So we're getting there, guys. So like I said, if you do want to support the channel, we do have the link in the description, as well as it's pinned in chat as well. It'll help us out, guys. You guys are greatly appreciated, and just you guys being here, so much appreciated. Thank you all so much for being here. So guys, we'll be back here in about 10 minutes or so. So hang tight, guys. We'll be back here in a few moments. Stay tuned.
Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, river flooding is ongoing along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior River basins. Please refer to river products for specific information. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour are possible across portions of central Alabama this afternoon. And now the extended outlook for the period Sunday through Friday. River flooding is forecast to continue along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior rivers through at least Tuesday. Please refer to river products for specific information. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Threats include damaging wind gusts and tornadoes. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management may be needed Wednesday and Wednesday night. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. Wind advisory in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Frost advisory in effect from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This afternoon, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Not as cool with highs in the lower 70s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-50s. Chance of rain near 100%. Thursday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the morning. Cooler with highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. The current time is 3:04 p.m. Central Daylight Time. These are the 2 p.m. observations for the Birmingham listening area on Saturday, March 26th. At Birmingham, it was sunny. The temperature was 65 degrees, with a dew point of 23 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west, at 24 miles an hour, gusting to 33. The pressure was 30.04 inches, and falling. At Tuscaloosa, it was sunny. The temperature was 68 degrees, with a dew point of 25 degrees. The relative humidity was 19%. The wind was northwest, at 17 miles an hour, gusting to 25. The pressure was 30.06 inches, and falling. At Anniston, it was sunny. The temperature was 64 degrees, with a dew point of 25 degrees. The relative humidity was 22%. The wind was west, at 18 miles an hour, gusting to 26. The pressure was 29.98 inches, and falling. At the Shelby County Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 66 degrees, with a dew point of 24 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west, at 14 miles an hour, gusting to 23. The pressure was 30.03 inches, and falling. And now, here are some other observations from around the region. It was sunny, with a temperature of 64 at Pell City, and 64 at Gadsden. At Sylacauga, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 65. It was fair, with a temperature of 64 at Bessemer, and 65 at Talladega. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for the counties served by the National Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, River flooding is ongoing along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior River basins. Please refer to river products for specific information. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour are possible across portions of central Alabama this afternoon. And now the extended outlook for the period Sunday through Friday. River flooding is forecast to continue along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior rivers through at least Tuesday. Please refer to river products for specific information. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Threats include damaging wind gusts and tornadoes. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management may be needed Wednesday and Wednesday night. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. Wind advisory in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Frost advisory in effect from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This afternoon, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Not as cool, highs in the lower 70s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-50s. Chance of rain near 100%. Thursday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the morning. Cooler with highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. The current time is 3:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time. These are the 2 p.m. observations for the Birmingham listening area on Saturday, March 26th. At Birmingham, it was sunny. The temperature was 65 degrees, with a dew point of 23 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west, at 24 miles an hour, gusting to 33. The pressure was 30.04.
Alrighty, guys, we are back here. Sorry for the wait. We're just taking a small break here in the live stream. So if you guys are just now joining us, welcome. Hope you guys are doing good here. I did see while I was on break here, Weather Prediction did join us. What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you here. Hope all of you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are staying safe here. And like I said, we have a few things we do need to discuss here. Like I said, on the winter side and on the severe weather side. Like I said, things are going to get pretty nasty. They have been forecasted to here for a few days now, and we are going to continue to watch this here in regard to things. So that is, that's essentially what we're talking about here. So we have a bit we need to talk about. But like I said, guys, if you're just now joining us, welcome, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day today. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move on over here, guys, to the view here. We're going to switch back to my radar view in regard to things. Hope you all are having a good day. Like I said, we are currently taking a look at the United States view, obviously. So we have a chance for some thunderstorms here for today, across bits of the northeast. You know, honestly, like I said, nothing crazy is expected here for today. Across bits of New Jersey, bits of eastern Pennsylvania, basically southern New York State, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. You know, you might see some severe weather, or sorry, not severe weather, but we might see some thunderstorms here for today. Across the region here, like I said, it's not expected to be severe across the regions there. But other than that, guys, you know, it's relatively clear in regard to thunderstorms, essentially. So, nothing, like I said, nothing crazy is here for today. Same thing here for tomorrow. Same thing, just a small generalized thunderstorm threat here for tomorrow across bits of the west, upper northwest here for bits of Oregon, bits of Washington State here. Then we move on to Monday. Monday, nothing really crazy at all either. So, maybe just some generalized thunderstorms as well. But watch this. Here's where things get pretty nasty, okay? We're going to take a look at the models here in 1 second, so stay tuned for that, because like I said, we have a bit of snow, as well as some severe weather incoming here. Right now, we're taking a look at the risk. We're going to look at how much snow you can expect here in the future as well. We're going to dive into some models here, okay? We're going to go ahead and get an early preview of what we might actually see here, but just know that what you're going to see here is, there's still probably some that's going to change here, okay? So like I said, we move on to day 4 convective outlook. We'll look at the models here in a second. This is for Tuesday, okay? Now, this is where things start to get pretty nasty. This is where things start to get pretty interesting here, okay? So across this yellow shaded color here, this is a 15% chance you could see some severe weather here for Tuesday. We've been monitoring this for the last few days here, and there has been some support here of the possibility of some severe weather here. Across bits of southern Kansas, pretty much all the interior central portion here of Oklahoma, bits of central and north central Texas here. This does include Dallas, basically just north of San Antonio, northwest of Houston. Like I said, Oklahoma, this does include Oklahoma City here, and for bits of Kansas, this does include Wichita, okay? We got to watch this, you guys. There's going to be likely some possible tornadoes here. We're going to watch this. Like I said, this has been showing up here on the models, too. We've been looking at soundings. There's definitely a lot of, there's definitely a lot of, wind shear in the atmosphere. Basically just winds at certain levels of the atmosphere. There is a lot of it, too. Instability, basically just simply thunderstorm fuel. Like I said, for an engine to run, you need fuel. There's some fuel in the atmosphere, but it is kind of on the limited factor. But I still believe that storms should definitely still kick off here. Very, 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 confident in this. So like I said, this is what we are talking about here for today. If you know anyone across these regions here, do me a favor, give them a heads up, let them know what's on the way here, because things are going to get pretty crazy. Now, we move on here to Wednesday. Like I said, Wednesday is going to be the worst of the days we have forecasted. We move on to Wednesday. You might notice that there's 2 yellow shaded colors here. We have a light yellow and a dark yellow. Like I said, we were taking a look here at the light yellow just a second ago. This is a 15% chance here of seeing severe thunderstorms. This does cover a pretty large chunk of the western southeast. Bits of eastern Texas, Louisiana, bits of Arkansas, bits of Mississippi, western Alabama, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, and southeastern bits of, not Michigan. I always get the M states. For some reason, I always say them wrong. This one's Missouri, okay? It's either between Michigan, Montana, or Missouri. I always say the wrong one, even though this is literally Missouri here. I have friends that live in Missouri as well, which is it's a pretty interesting state here. Let's go ahead and see here. Matt says, sorry for pushing it. No, you're good. You're good, Matt. I'll get to it in a little bit. Glad that you reminded me, though. But like I said, that's where we have the 15% chance here of severe weather. Like I said, there is another yellow shade here. This is where things are going to get a little bit more bad, okay? This is where things are going to become a little bit more severe in regard to things. 30% chance. This is literally doubling the percentile here. So we are seeing an even elevated chance here of seeing severe weather across bits of western Mississippi, basically northeastern side here of Louisiana, and extreme southeastern Arkansas. We have the greatest threat for severe weather here on Wednesday. This does include Yazoo City. And this was the area here that was impacted by that moderate risk here, literally just this week. Okay, so like I said, the southeast is really starting to grow up here with a lot of severe potential. Like I said, it usually starts off across the southeast, slowly builds into the Central Plains, as well as eventually the Ohio Valley here. But we're starting to see that activity starting to ramp up here. Like I said, we're just now moving into spring. We are in spring now. We have been here for 6 days now. Almost a week we've been in spring. And like I said, it's going to continue to get more and more common as we do progress down here down the line, which is why we're going to be here for you guys. This is a system we need to monitor up next. We're just giving you guys a heads up in regard to things. Like I said, the greatest areas here of severe weather for Wednesday does include northeastern Louisiana, bits of western Mississippi, as well as southeastern Arkansas. Okay, if you know anyone across and really anywhere of these selected areas here, you have a chance for severe weather here on Wednesday. So this is a pretty big threat here. Then we move on to Thursday. We do actually have another chance for severe weather across the mid-Atlantic as this cold front does continue to progress its way here to the east here. As we were about to see here in the models, there's actually a decent amount of energy that's in place here across bits of the Mid-Atlantic. This does include the interior central portion of North Carolina, basically north-central South Carolina, covering its way through bits of south-central Virginia into central Virginia. Okay, this is a pretty smaller area here, but it is still a chance of severe weather across Virginia, North Carolina, and bits of South Carolina here for Thursday. Okay, so really for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we need to have all of our eyes here on this event. We're going to continue giving you guys updates in regard to things here. There's still a few days out. You know, things can still change here. So what I'm asking here now is just if you guys are around this area here, if you're around generally where these, you know, areas are circled here, highlighted here, this is where you need to be monitoring very, very closely. Okay? So that's essentially what we are talking about. Like I said, this does start off across the Central Plains, tracks its way down here to the southeast, and eventually into bits of the Mid-Atlantic view, okay? So that's essentially what we are talking about. So I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to go ahead and head on back here to the models in regard to things. We're going to take a look here at the Gfs model. We're getting ready to get into the snowfall accumulations out of this system here, so you guys are going to want to stay tuned for that. Like I said, things are going to get pretty crazy here. So, switching on over here, guys, to the screen view in regard to things. Like I said, this is your Gfs model. This is your long-range America model. This one goes out pretty far. So, like I said, we actually are seeing, as we move on later on to the evening here for today, we're going to start to see maybe some snow showers, some grapple, you know, across bits of the Ohio Valley into the Mid-Atlantic. Maybe some of the northeast here could see some snow showers here for, you know, this afternoon into later on tonight, you know, as well as the evening time here. It's a possibility. You know, this shows kind of more consistent snowfall, but no, it's more broken up than this. It's, like I said, this is just a pretty low-resolution model, but it does show the overall idea of what we might see here. So, like I said, that's what we're talking about. So, we do track down here in time. Now, this has been the trend here in the last several days, okay? We need to watch on the western coast here. We have a little bit of a circles going on here. You might see this. This is actually a low-pressure system that is getting ready to slam its way into the western side of the United States, as you are about to see right here. So all this moisture is currently gathering around here, spinning it counterclockwise, like I said. You know, these systems rotate counterclockwise. So this is going to move its way onto the western United States here. Now we'll go ahead and track down here in time, and as you're going to see here for the 29th, this is for Tuesday. Tuesday is the first day of severe weather, which we actually do have. This is Tuesday's severe weather outlook here. Okay, so that's essentially what we are looking at. So going back to the models here, we have a lot of moisture across those upper elevations here of the Rockies. I mean, look at this. We're seeing a lot of, you know, snow showers across those upper elevations here indicated in blue. That's something I should probably point it out here. This is precipitation type. Essentially, like I said here, you know, essentially, like I said here, essentially the blue just shows some snow, the green shows some rain, and basically the pinks and purples kind of show some ice in terms of sleet and freezing rain here. So, like I said, we're going to start to see a lot of snow fall across those upper elevations here as this system does continue to progress its way to the east. Now, watch this. You can kind of see it right now across the Central Plains. There's that little circle right here. This is going to be your next area here of low pressure. It's going to really kick off here once it moves its way back into the central United States here as the terrain becomes way more flat here, okay? Now, here's where things get really, really nasty, as you can obviously see here on the screen. So, over the next few frames here, you know, this is for later Tuesday into early Wednesday. We're going to start to see a lot of potential ice here falling across bits of the upper Midwest. This does include bits of Minnesota into bits of Wisconsin, as well as, you know, Michigan here. These are the areas here indicated in the pinks and purples that we actually might see some pretty heavy icing across the regions here. Definitely something we need to watch here very closely. This could have some significant impacts here, maybe across bits of the Ohio Valley and 2 bits of the upper Midwest. Okay, we need to watch this here very, very closely here. Now, like I said, this area of low pressure is going to strengthen, and we are going to continue to see it strengthen here, but this thing's about to do something pretty interesting here. Like I said, area of low pressure right here across the central U.S., these systems work by rotating counterclockwise, like I said. Basically rotating here from right to left, basically in this motion here. So essentially, like I said, that's what we're going to see here. This will continue to track its way up here to the northeast, basically north-northeast here. And what you're going to see here is we're going to start to get a lot of green starting to kind of pull up here towards the southeast. Now, what's happening, like I said, these things just rotate, stir up the atmosphere counterclockwise. What's happening is, obviously, the further you go down south towards the equator, the more warmer it is. This evaporates all the water inside the Gulf of Mexico, or not all of it, but a lot of water inside the Gulf of Mexico. It will drive its way up here inside the United States, fueling it with warm air and some pretty moisture-filled air as well. So what we're going to notice is that we are likely going to see those temperatures rise here across the southeast, you know, ahead of this event here. Now, once the event passes, it's probably going to get a little bit more colder, okay? It's expected to get colder. Like I said, so ahead of the event, it's going to get a little bit more warmer across to the southeast here as that warm air ushers inland here from the ushers in here from the Gulf of Mexico. Like I said, the back end of the system does the opposite. Drives in that colder air from further up north. Because like I said, the further you go up north, the more colder it does get. So it's just a big stirring pot of basically cold and warm air, essentially. Essentially how the system is working. So you're going to see this here on the next few frames. So we'll go ahead and track down here in time. You'll really see that cold front develop here. Okay, so we are still seeing a lot of heavy snow and potential ice here falling across the upper Midwest. As well as bits of, maybe bits of the Northeast into the upper Ohio Valley as well. So that's what we're seeing here. There's going to be some potential here for you guys. So we got to watch this. Like I said, severe weather is going to start across bits of the central United States. Initiation will be here for late Tuesday, early Wednesday. Okay, we're talking the potential afternoon, evening hours. So like I said, there might be a chance for some nocturnal tornadoes. If you do not know what nocturnal means, basically it means active at night. We could see some nighttime tornadoes kicking off here for essentially late Tuesday into early Wednesday. We need to have this on our radar, guys, because like I said, this is going to become more of a concern the closer we do track down here as well. So pretty much anywhere here, as of now, if you guys are across the yellow, you do have the chance we might actually see some nighttime tornadoes here. Like I said, tornadoes will be a pretty big concern with this entire system here. So we're going to watch this here pretty closely. Tornadoes might be a concern here across the region there. So, moving back on here to the models, like I said, initiation will kick off here across the central U.S., continue to track its way here to the east, continue to drive some severe weather here across the southeast as well, and eventually all this energy will move its way up here to the mid-Atlantic here, maybe causing some severe weather across the region there. And look at this big old area of low pressure, continuing to show some snowfall across a lot of these areas here. Maybe some snow showers continuing across the Ohio Valley here. Pretty much from the 1st into the 2nd. April 2nd is actually my birthday. So my birthday's coming up pretty soon here, unfortunately, because I'm about to be 20. I don't want to be 20 yet. So, but it is what it is. There's no way to stop it. It's just a number. It really is just a number here. But like I said, this is what the models have been showing here. All that moisture driving its way across the west, area of low pressure strengthening across the mid-Atlantic, across the central U.S. here, driving its way up here with that warm air from the Gulf of Mexico, that cold air coming down from the south, or coming down from the north here, and mixing all together and causing havoc across the southeast in regard to things here. Let's go ahead and see here. Richland, or not Richland, sorry, Richard. Richard says, hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Prayers for what happened in Orlando yesterday. What happened in Orlando? I don't know what happened in Orlando. My girlfriend's actually from Orlando. Huh, that's interesting. Well, whatever happened in Orlando, I hope that everything's okay. And, yeah, prayers goes out to whatever happened here. But, yeah. That's essentially what we're talking about. This model has actually been showing maybe a small system impacting bits of central U.S. here for the April 2nd, like I said, on my birthday here, but still really too far out here. I do expect this to change, so don't get your hopes up by it. It's probably unlikely. Very, very unlikely here. So, now let's move on to the accumulation factor. You might be wondering exactly how much snow we are going to be seeing here. Jenny says, happy birthday, Andrew. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, even though it's not my birthday, but it will be here in a few days, April 2nd, like I said. But yeah, so we're going to take a look here at the snowfall accumulation in regard to things here. So we go ahead and track down here in time. So this is kind of what we are expecting here. Okay. So we actually might see a decent amount of snow here, according to your Gfs model, across bits of Minnesota here, maybe up to some areas here, maybe actually getting up over a foot. Especially across the northeastern side of the United States has the greatest threat of potentially getting up over a foot here. That's what we got to watch out for, as well as cross bits of northern portions of Wisconsin here. We are actually seeing essentially potentially maybe up to 12 inches of snow across bits of the northern portion here of Wisconsin as well. That is a possible concern here in regard to things. Courtney says that drop right accident. Was that yesterday or was that the day before? I wasn't sure when that was. I'm pretty sure I wasn't sure that was yesterday. Huh. Let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, welcome, Richard. Glad to see you here. Stefan, you as well. What's up, Stefan? Welcome back to the live stream. Hope you're doing well. Matt's and all of you guys, just welcome. Hope y'all are doing good here. So, like I said, we are seeing a possibility of maybe some significant snowfall across bits of those, upper portions here of the Midwest. Now, in regard to ice, like I said, ice is likely going to be a possible scenario here as well. According to your Gfs model, this is showing a little bit of ice that could impact bits of just north of the Mid-Atlantic, pretty much, maybe including some of the Mid-Atlantic, bits of the Northeast, bits of the Ohio Valley, as well as bits of the Midwest here. Now, in terms of ice, we could see maybe some instances here, actually up to maybe some areas here, up to a half an inch of ice. Wow. We're going to have to wait till the mid-range models comes in before we go ahead and get a better idea in terms of this here, but it's just something we got to watch here. These models are not taking this lightly. Some areas here kind of showing up to an inch of ice being possible. Like I said, ice is likely going to be a possible concern here. So I tell you what, like I said, you really can't trust one model individually here, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the Ecmwf model. This is your European model in regard to things, okay? We're going to take a look at this here. We're going to take a look at this here right now. So we go ahead and track down here in time. So this model is also showing a decent amount of snowfall. Like I said, well over a foot is expected to occur across bits of the regions here. Now, I will say that, both the GFS and the Ecmwf model are supporting this potential other system that might drive its way across the central U.S. We'll see what happens here. That might deliver some snow, maybe a small little clipper system. We'll see what happens here. Obviously, it's a little bit too early to be exact here in regard to things, but we'll see exactly what happens here. We'll continue watching this, but, according to this model, this is showing, across bits of southern Canada, maybe up to 35 inches of snow. Like I said, across these upper elevations as well, we're going to probably see some heavy snowfall. So regardless, we are expecting some snow to occur across the regions there, and it could be pretty impactful in regard to things here. Stephen says, how does it look for Nashville when that line moves through here? So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move back here to my radar view in regard to things. We're going to move here towards your day 5 outlook. So for Nashville's up here. You're probably going to see your storms here. For the later portion of Wednesday, it kind of looks like. Later portion Wednesday, early Thursday here. Now, in regard to models here, you do have a little bit of instability, I believe. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move back here to the models. Take a look at the overall instability in the atmosphere here for this. We'll take a sounding across Nashville. How about that? We'll see exactly what we might expect here. Go ahead and pull up the instability values here. Mixed layer Cape. So here we go. So the line is pretty much going to move its way through the region here, essentially around your area here for pretty much late Wednesday. Now it is showing, honestly, it's kind of showing a little bit less instability here towards Nashville. Nashville's like right around in here. It's really not showing that much instability, which is actually kind of a good thing for you, showing that maybe some storms. So maybe some storms here might actually not occur because, you got to have some decent amount of instability. But obviously, like I said, this is just one model. We got to continue watching this here over the next few days here in regard to things. Jason said, is Arkansas going to get severe weather Wednesday? Jason, yes, we are going to see some severe weather here for Arkansas on Wednesday. And honestly, it could be pretty interesting to see here. We're going to switch here back to the view. Like I said, this is for Wednesday. This threat right here, we have a 15% chance here of seeing severe weather across the yellow shaded color here. I mean, obviously there's two shaded colors of yellow here, but essentially, the greatest threat is right here across, the greatest threat is right here across this dark yellow. Okay, this does include a small sliver of southeastern Arkansas, but the overall potential, basically the slight risk here, basically the 15% chance of seeing severe weather does include a majority of Arkansas. Like I said, as this event does get closer, I do expect this severe line to kind of be pushed out a little bit more west here. Because like I said, the 15% is kind of equivalent to a slight risk here, and there is another severe threat under that, or another severe line under that. So we'll probably see that shift a little bit to the west here. So we'll see what happens. Courtney says, can't stay for long, got projects to work on. Hope everyone's having an amazing rest of your day. You too, Courtney. I'll be talking to you later. So yeah, and then Jason said Arkansas getting severe weather. Stefan says thanks. You're very, very welcome, Stefan. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you are just now joining us, obviously welcome. Hope you guys are staying safe here, and hope you guys are doing good in terms of things here. And like I said, if you have any questions, guys, I'm gonna be here for y'all in regard to things here. So I'll tell you what, guys, we're gonna go ahead and head on to break here for 1 second. So guys, stay tuned here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're probably gonna take a few more breaks here and continue going over and over on maybe a few times here on this event, because I want to get the word out there for you guys. I want to be live here for a little bit, giving you the word here. So we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes or so, probably around 4:40 Eastern time, 3:40 Central time. So guys, hang tight. Matt says, take care, everybody. Gotta go. Enjoy this gorgeous day. You too, Matt. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, seriously, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for all your support. But guys, we're going to go ahead and head off here for a few minutes. We'll be back here in about 9 minutes. So guys, hang tight. We'll be catching you here in a moment. Like I said, guys, if you do want to support the channel, we are trying to save up here for a new computer. We do have our donation link in the description below, as well as in the chat. You obviously don't have to, but we greatly appreciate it. But guys, thank you all so much. We'll be back here momentarily.
Lows in the lower 40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Not as cool, highs in the lower 70s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool, with lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-50s. Chance of rain near 100%. Thursday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the morning. Cooler with highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. The current time is 3:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time. These are the 3 p.m. observations for the Birmingham listening area on Saturday, March 26th. At Birmingham, it was sunny. The temperature was 66 degrees, with a dew point of 24 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was northwest, at 21 miles an hour, gusting to 35. The pressure was 30.01 inches, and falling. At Tuscaloosa, it was sunny. The temperature was 70 degrees, with a dew point of 28 degrees. The relative humidity was 21%. The wind was northwest, at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 21. The pressure was 30.04 inches, and falling. At Anniston, it was sunny. The temperature was 65 degrees, with a dew point of 23 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west, at 24 miles an hour, gusting to 33. The pressure was 29.96 inches, and falling. At the Shelby County Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 68 degrees, with a dew point of 25 degrees. The relative humidity was 19%. The wind was west, at 12 miles an hour, gusting to 23. The pressure was 30.00 inches, and falling. And now, here are some other observations from around the region. It was sunny, with a temperature of 66 at Pell City, and 65 at Gadsden. At Sylacauga, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 66. It was fair, with a temperature of 66 at Bessemer, and 65 at Talladega. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for the county served by the National Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, river flooding is ongoing along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior River basins. Please refer to river products for specific information. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour are possible across portions of central Alabama this afternoon. And now the extended outlook for the period Sunday through Friday. River flooding is forecast to continue along portions of the Tombigbee and Black Warrior rivers through at least Tuesday. Please refer to river products for specific information. Strong to severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Threats include damaging wind gusts and tornadoes. Non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour are possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Spotter information statement. Activation of storm spotters and emergency management may be needed Wednesday and Wednesday night. Here is your National Weather Service forecast for the Birmingham listening area. Wind advisory in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Frost advisory in effect from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday. This afternoon, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Monday, sunny. Not as cool, highs in the lower 70s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool, with lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-50s. Chance of rain near 100%. Thursday, mostly sunny. A slight chance of showers in the morning. Cooler with highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Friday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. The current time is 3:38 p.m. Central Daylight Time. These are the 3 p.m. observations for the Birmingham listening area on Saturday, March 26th. At Birmingham, it was sunny. The temperature was 66 degrees, with a dew point of 24 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was northwest, at 21 miles an hour, gusting to 35. The pressure was 30.01 inches, and falling. At Tuscaloosa, it was sunny. The temperature was 70 degrees, with a dew point of 28 degrees. The relative humidity was 21%. The wind was northwest, at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 21. The pressure was 30.04 inches, and falling. At Anniston, it was sunny. The temperature was 65 degrees, with a dew point of 23 degrees. The relative humidity was 20%. The wind was west, at 24 miles an hour, gusting to 33. The pressure was 29.96 inches, and falling. At the Shelby County Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 68 degrees, with a dew point of 25 degrees. The relative humidity was 19%. The wind was west, at 12 miles an hour, gusting to 23. The pressure was 30.00 inches, and falling. And now, here are some other observations from around the region. It was sunny, with a temperature of 66 at Pell City, and 65 at Gadsden. At Sylacauga, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 66. It was fair, with a temperature of 66 at Bessemer, and 65 at Talladega. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for the counties served by the National Weather Service Office in Birmingham. For outlook through tonight, river flooding is ongoing along portions of the
All right, guys, we are back here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys are doing all right here. So let's go and see. Lewis says, what's up, Lua? Welcome back to the live stream here. Hope you're doing good, and hope all of you guys are doing good. Jason asks, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, Jason. I hope you are as well. I hope you guys are doing good here, and I hope you guys have been staying safe. And like I said, we have a bit we need to talk about here. Again, we have a bit we are currently forecasting, looking at towards here. So we got to continue watching this here, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and switch right on back here to the view in regard to things. Like I said, we have a bit we do need to talk about here. We are actually seeing essentially the possibility of multiple days of severe weather here. Things could get pretty nasty, okay? We need to continue watching this here in regard to things, so let's go ahead and get on into it. So pretty much from today, tomorrow, as well as Monday, we're not really expecting any severe storms to kick off here. Maybe just some generalized thunderstorms across the northeast, upper northwest, as well as the southwest as well. You know, across some of these kind of, highlighted areas here we do see maybe just average thunderstorms might pop off. Nothing too crazy. in regard to things. Nothing too crazy is expected here. Now we move on to the day 4 outlook. This is for Tuesday, okay? This is where things are going to get severe. This is where things are going to get pretty nasty, okay? We are expecting a new area of low pressure to drive its way across the Central Plains, as we are going to see here on the models as well here in a second. We are going to see that actually take place here, and we actually do have a highlighted area here for Tuesday. Like I said, this is going to be a possible severe event here happening on Tuesday. Very, very confident of it. Like I said, this does include bits of Wichita, Kansas, Oklahoma City, Ardmore, Dallas, Killen as well, or Killen, currently going on here, basically across bits of central and north central Texas, all of central Oklahoma, including a lot of the state here actually, as well as central and south central Kansas. We are inside of this. Pretty decent chance here for severe weather. Now, essentially what this is showing you is that you have a 15% chance you could see some severe storms here across any given area here inside the yellow. Now, this will actually include the possibility of some tornadoes. We have been looking at the models. They have been supporting the possibility of some tornadoes here for the last little bit. We're going to watch this here. Tornadoes and damaging winds is kind of a major concern here out of this event. Okay, we're going to continue watching this here very, very closely for you all. Then we move on to Wednesday. Okay, now Wednesday is going to get a little bit more creepy. Things are going to get a little bit more crazy here, and this is where things get a little bit more worse. So you might notice that there's actually 2 shades here for Wednesday. Now, if you guys are across these regions here, it's basically across the western southeast. If you guys know anyone across these regions here, or if you personally live there, have a heads up here. Give them a heads up if you know people who live across regions here. And if not, if you live here, essentially, just make sure you're prepared for this. You need to continue watching this over the next few days. Like I said, essentially we are going to see some pretty nasty stuff potentially kick off here. Like I said, tornadoes and damaging winds. Maybe some hail could also be a concern out of this event as well. So we're going to continue watching this here very, very closely. Then we move on to this other shade of yellow. Okay, now this is where things get even worse. We have a 30% chance of seeing severe weather across the circled area here. This does include western Mississippi, basically northeastern Louisiana, and southwestern. I could have drew that 10 times better, as well as southeastern side here of Arkansas. So bits of southeastern Arkansas, western Mississippi, and eastern or northeastern, eastern and northeastern here, bits of Louisiana. Okay, that is essentially what we are talking about here with the potential, even crazier event here. So overall, Wednesday is going to be a pretty significant day here. We need to watch this here pretty closely because things can get obviously pretty nasty as we move on here. Then we move on to Thursday. Okay, now we actually do have a threat for Thursday. This is across the mid-Atlantic. This does include bits of Virginia. Okay, the central and southern portion of Virginia, cutting all the way through the central interior portion here of North Carolina, as well as north central South Carolina. We are actually seeing essentially another 15% chance here of severe weather. Now, I will say hail is actually probably going to be more of a concern with this system as well, or more with this time of the system. There's going to be a lot more hail concern, I believe. I'm forecasting that there is going to be a bit more of a hail concern with this across the mid-Atlantic here for Thursday, as well as maybe some tornadoes could be possible. Damaging winds and hail kind of seems to be the major concern here for, the mid-Atlantic here on Thursday here. So that's what we're looking at, guys. That is essentially what we are talking about. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead, guys, and move on over here to the models in regard to things. Like I said, we are currently seeing some interesting things pop off here. Like I said, we are going to see some pretty nasty snow, as well as, like I said, some pretty crazy severe weather being possible as well here. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over here to the screen, guys. This is the Gfs model. Like I said, this is your long-range American model in regard to things. Like I said, you really can't trust one model individually. So we're just going to kind of get an idea based off of what this model has to say. So what we have been seeing here is across bits of the Mid-Atlantic as well as the Ohio Valley and bits of the Northeast. We are dealing with a bit of snow shower activity here. We have been seeing a relatively cold atmosphere, which is allowing for essentially some snow to fall across these regions here. Now, this model in particular kind of shows it more widespread snowfall. Essentially though, this is more scattered than anything. Okay, this is more scattered snowfall across bits of the regions here. This will continue into the evening hours here for tonight. Now, watch this. This has actually been in the runs here for the last several days. You'll notice this thing approaching the western side of the United States. This is an area of low pressure. This system will drive its way in here across the across the western side here of the United States here, driving in a whole bunch of moisture from the Pacific Ocean. Now, watch what happens here. Now, we're going to start to see some pretty heavy snowfall across those upper elevations here, across bits of Arizona, bits of Utah, bits of, Colorado here as well, maybe bits of Wyoming and Montana. You're probably going to start to see some pretty heavy snowfall across those upper elevations here as that area of low pressure continues to track its way here to the east. Now, once this area of low pressure does reach its way here across the central United States, I mean, we're talking areas here such as Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska here. Once this area of low pressure does reach these areas here, it is going to strengthen very, very quickly. Like I said, the ground is pretty flat here, which allows for things to amplify pretty quickly. So, and as you're going to notice here, as you are probably seeing here at the moment, the green is basically showing just rain, and the pinks and purples right here, this is actually showing some heavy, heavy ice that might actually impact bits of the upper Midwest, areas such as maybe bits of the eastern Dakotas, bits of Minnesota, Wisconsin, bits of Michigan, maybe even bits of the Ohio Valley. We're talking maybe even near the Mid-Atlantic. We'll see how this plays out here. Obviously, like I said, you can't really trust one model individually, which, as these models do continue to kind of come in here, we're going to be, we're going to have able to have much more better data in regard to things here. So that's essentially what we are talking about. Cold front really does kick off here across the southeast. Like I said, storms kind of kicking off here for, essentially for late Tuesday into early Wednesday across the central United States here. And like I said, this will track its way here to the east, driving up that more severe weather here. And eventually this will reach the Mid-Atlantic, as we were seeing here, as this system does track its way here to the east, northeast, down the line. This is going to have some significant impacts on both the winter and the severe weather side of things. We need to watch this here over the next few days. But, guys, that's essentially what we are talking about here. I just kind of wanted to go live here for a little bit just to kind of give you an example of what we might see here down the line. If you have any questions, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the live stream here in a few minutes. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to throw them down in the chat here. If you are new to the channel, guys, do me a favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated, guys. It seriously means the world to us. And we're on the road here to 600 subscribers. Seriously, guys, I doubt you know how much it means to me. So if you're not already, guys, do me the favor. Hit the subscribe button. Do yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button so that you guys will stay up to date on the latest information. Like I said, guys, if you do want to support the channel, we do have a link in the description. As well as in the chat here. So if you guys, do want to help us out, like I said, we are trying to save up here for a new computer because mine's getting pretty old, and I want to be able to continue giving you guys coverage. So guys, if you would like to support the channel, donation link is in the description as well as pinned in chat. Be greatly appreciated. But just you guys being here is obviously a lot. So just thank you all so much for being here. But anyways, guys, like I said, we're going to go ahead and call it a live stream here for tonight. I don't know if we're going to go live later on today. We might. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if there's any major updates. If not, if there's no major updates, I'm not going to go live later on today. But if there's something pretty crucial, we might recommend. We might go live later on. So just stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know in regard to things. Jenny says, let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get there. We're getting close. Obviously, this channel has been growing pretty quickly, and honestly, you guys are the best, so thank you all so much for your support. You guys are absolutely the best here. Jenny says, Andrew, did you say I'm going to add more merch tonight? So Jenny, honestly, I'm thinking about doing that now. I'm probably going to go ahead and start working on some more merch here right now, because I really don't have much to do after this. Like I said, I just want to give you guys an update. So, Jenny, I'd say we check back within the next half hour to an hour, and you'll probably see more stuff on our merchandise store. Like I said, guys, if you do want to check out our merch here, like I said, we do have new merchandise here. I'll go ahead and post it back here in the chat for you guys if you guys do want to look at it and see what's going on here. Like I said, we're probably going to add some more later on as we do progress here, within the next hour or so. So I do plan on adding more here. That is the plan. So like I said, expect more to be added to the merch shop here. I'd say within the next half hour to an hour. So that's what we're doing. So here you go. There's the link. I just put it now in the chat. So if you guys do want to check it out, it is there. You guys can check it out. Like I said, guys, that's essentially what we're doing with here. We just now opened a new merch store, like I said, just the other day, and we're going to continue doing that. And we're going to add some more stuff here. Like we have phone cases we can potentially add here, as well as a whole bunch of cool stuff, stickers, magnets, whatever, anything you could pretty much think of, as well as full-on backpacks. But I think we're going to wait a little bit for that. In regard to things, but just keep an eye on the merchandise shop, and don't be surprised if a few things be added later on. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Like I said, you guys are the best. Just always know that. Just know that you guys matter and that you guys are absolutely amazing here. Once again, thank you all so much for your support. You guys are the best. You guys absolutely rock here. So once again, You guys absolutely are the best. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you all so much for all you guys do. You guys are the best. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream here for now. Like I said, thank you all so much for joining. We'll see about going live later, but no promises, okay? Because we did go live here for a little bit today. I just want to give you guys an update in regard to things, but yeah, that's essentially what we are talking about. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching us today. I'll catch you guys later on today. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. See you later, guys.
Gusting to 23. The pressure was 30.00 inches and falling. And now, here are some other observations from around the region. It was sunny, with a temperature of 66 at Pale City.